Hi guys, Miss King here, and in this screencast we're going to be looking at some of the parts of the plant that are involved in the process of photosynthesis. So just to review, just to remind ourselves, we are going to need some sunlight for photosynthesis. We're going to need carbon dioxide and water. And that's going to give us a product of glucose sugar, C6H12O6. And we'll have some waste products like oxygen and some water, but it's going to be in the form of vapors. All right, so this little guy right here, to start with, we should all know that this is a leaf. Okay, a leaf is actually an organ on a plant. So this is the organ that does photosynthesis. Okay, so that's the organ that makes food for the plant. Photosynthesis does not take place in the roots. It does not take place in the stems or in the trunk. It only occurs in the leaves. Now, if we were to take a little cross section of this leaf and cut it open and look at it under a microscope, it would look something kind of like this. And this really should look familiar because we saw the cross section of a privet leaf in our sales lab. So this would be the top of our leaf, and over here we would have the bottom. And you can see that there's all kinds of stuff inside the leaf. So let's start at the top. We would have up here in the blue would be what we call a waxy cuticle. The waxy cuticle is just a waxy layer, and it helps keep the water inside the plant. We don't want the water to evaporate, so it makes a water barrier so that it doesn't evaporate straight out of the leaf. This white layer is called the epidermis. That's like the skin of the leaf. The mesophyll, this is actually where we have the cells that do photosynthesis. So these little yellow guys right here, these are the cells that are responsible for doing photosynthesis. And these little green dots that you see in each one of those little cells, those would be the chloroplasts. So the mesophyll is the area where the cells that do photosynthesis live. So let's put the cells for photosynthesis. Okay. All right, so if we keep moving down a little bit further, we have another epidermis layer. And then down here on the bottom, we have these little funny looking, they almost look like little beans. In the middle of these little bean looking things are called stomata. And stomata, if you recall, stome means opening. So these are actually little pores or little openings in the bottom of the leaf. The green things that surround the stomata are called guard cells. Guard cells are going to be like little doors for the stomata, so they're actually going to open and close the holes that make up the stomata. So let's put they open and close the stomata. Okay, these guys are really important because their purpose is to be able to open so that carbon dioxide, which we said right here, we need it for photosynthesis. So this is how carbon dioxide gets into the leaf. And then we produce oxygen waste. So that's how the oxygen gets out of the leaf when it's finished. So that's a really important part of the leaf. These little stomata also allow transpiration to occur. Transpiration is a part of the water cycle. And this is just simply the evaporation of water out of the plant. So right here, this water vapor that we said we would have, that's how it gets out. So let's put that that's evaporation of water from a plant. Okay. So if we, now that we kind of know what some of the parts of the leaf are, if we were to take this little cell right here and kind of blow it up and make it big, it probably would look something kind of like this under the microscope. And we can clearly see these green things right here. Those are chloroplasts. So we need to take one of these chloroplasts and we need to blow it up and make it big. And it would kind of look something kind of like this diagram. This would be what it would look like in real life. This is a very, very strong picture of a chloroplast under an electron microscope. So this is a diagram of what a chloroplast would look like. It does have two membranes, an outer membrane and an inner membrane. And then on the inside, it's got these little stacks that are called grana. Okay, a granum is a stack of thylakoids. Let's put that on here. Now, each one of these round disc-shaped things is called a thylakoid, and these are the chlorophyll-filled discs inside the chloroplast. So this is where the chlorophyll lives inside the chloroplast. All right, so let's put chlorophyll filled discs. All right, and then we also have some space inside the chloroplast around the thylakoids, kind of like we have the cytoplasm is the space around the organelles in a cell. The stroma is the space around the thylakoids in a chloroplast. So let's put that this is just the empty space around the thylakoids. So my pen is messing up. Okay, there we go. All right, and these are the parts that make up the chloroplast. If you come over and look at the actual picture from the microscope of the chloroplast, you can see the dark spots. Those are the thylakoids or the grana, and then this sort of lighter area, that's the stroma or the space around the thylakoids. Each part of photosynthesis, there's two parts to photosynthesis. Each part is going to take place either in the thylakoid discs or in the stroma. So those two spaces are very important in the chloroplast. All right, and these are the parts that make up the photosynthetic parts of the plant.